One of the most common mistakes people make in the GMAT when it comes to exponents is around the signs involved. If we look at this example here, so we're bringing minus 2, which is the base, to the power of 3. And that is equivalent to doing minus 2 times minus 2 times minus 2, so 3 times. Now we think about what happens to the signs. So in the first two multiplications, well, in the multiplication of the first two numbers, we're going to do minus 2 times minus 2, and a negative times a negative becomes a positive. But then we have a third negative sign coming from the third minus 2. So overall, the result is going to be minus 8. And so the key thing to remember here is that when your base is negative, the overall sign depends on whether the exponent is odd or even. So if it's even, so in this case we had, this is minus 2 to the power of 2. 2 is even, and that means that the negative signs are just going to cancel each other out to become a positive. But when it's odd, you get an extra 1, and therefore the overall result is negative. It is, however, important to distinguish whether your exponent applies to the whole number with the sign or without. Okay, so in this case, notice that there's no parenthesis around the minus 2. So actually this power 4 only applies to the 2. It does not apply to the negative sign. And therefore here, well, what happens? Well, the exponent only applies to the 2, so that's what we're going to multiply by itself 4 times. We're going to get 16, and then at the end, we add the negative sign. So another way of thinking about this minus 2 to the power 4 is that it's minus, open parenthesis, 2 to the power 4. And notice that here it's quite clear that the exponent only applies to the 2 and not to the minus bit.